You're watching TelecomTV's Spotlight on 5G series. It's Tuesday, the 1st of March, and this is The Slice. Headlines today: Microsoft launches hybrid cloud platform for operators, Rakuten Mobile signs collaboration agreement with AT&T, and Deutsche Telekom unveils Open API Alliance. Hello, I'm Guy Daniels, Director of Content for TelecomTV, and welcome to our live programme covering today's news from MWC and beyond. We're broadcasting live at 1 p.m. Central European Time, Monday through Thursday, for the whole duration of MWC 22. I'll be bringing you the latest industry news, while my colleagues Maistre and Yanitsa Boyadzhieva report from the event itself in Barcelona. Later today, we'll be bringing you an exclusive in-depth interview with Tarek Amin, who is CEO of Rakuten Symphony and CEO designate of Rakuten Mobile. All eyes are on Rakuten at the moment as it continues to shake up the industry. Over the course of 60 minutes, Tarek and I discuss the challenges faced by operators and what Rakuten is doing to help. You won't want to miss it. Tarek is in full flow. Well, that's coming up later here on TelecomTV. Now, though, let's get back to the Fira in Barcelona and hear from Ray and Yanni to find out what's on the news menu for day 2 of MWC.
Thanks, Guy. It's day 2 here at MWC 22 in Barcelona, and Telco Cloud is dominating the main talking points here this morning.
And Open RAN is also featuring strongly in the show floor news.
Microsoft Azure has unveiled what it describes as a next-generation hybrid cloud platform for operators that builds on the AT&T network cloud software the hyperscaler acquired from the giant US telco in the summer of 2021. It's called Azure Operator Distributed Services, but hopefully nobody will call it AODS. Azure said it's integrated the intellectual property from AT&T's network cloud with its security, monitoring, analytics, AI, machine learning, and more to create the new offering, which, according to Azure, will enable operators to run all of their workloads, including core, RAN, mobile and voice core, OSS and BSS, on a single platform. Azure has also launched Azure Operator 5G Core, Azure Private 5G Core, and Azure Public MEC, which covers an awful lot of ground in terms of combining cloud platforms and the communications networking capabilities that the industry needs. And talking of telcos and cloud,
Finnish operator Allera has struck a strategic partnership with Google Cloud to advance its own digital operations, as well as develop new services for its customers. Allera has built Google Cloud into its hybrid cloud offering, which offers cloud capacity, cloud management, and a range of operational and support services. This is already up and running. Last year, Allera and Google Cloud jointly modernized the private cloud environments of more than 30 customers. And among other developments, Allera is trying out Google Anthos as a platform to host its cloud-native functions, or CNFs. You can find out more on the TelecomTV website. And Ray, there has been a lot of developments at Rakuten Symphony.
Yes, MWC 22 has already been a big show for Rakuten Symphony. As well as announcing the acquisition of Robin.io, the Open RAN-focused vendor spin-out from Japanese mobile operator Rakuten Mobile signed a collaboration agreement with AT&T to enhance solutions within the SimWorld platform to accelerate network planning and deployment in both greenfield and brownfield environments. Now, SimWorld, if you remember, is essentially the packaged, productized and enhanced version of the Rakuten Communications Platform, or RCP, which is the cloud-oriented virtualized collection of functions and tools that are used to plan, build and run the Rakuten Mobile 4G and 5G networks in Japan, and which Symphony is offering, along with its systems integration expertise, to any network operator worldwide that's interested in deploying Open RAN-enabled network. Now, Symphony and AT&T aim to develop and bring to market solutions through the platform by drawing on technologies, experience, and the expertise currently used for wide-scale network deployments by AT&T in the US, and Rakuten Mobile in Japan, of course. And AT&T isn't Symphony's only new friend. It's also engaging in co-development work in Open RAN and Telco Cloud with Cisco. And Yanni, there's more Open RAN news to discuss, isn't there?
That's right. The RAN Intelligence Controller, or RIC, was always going to make some headlines this week, and VMware has announced its RIC is being trialed by Dish Network, which has been building out a greenfield Open RAN-based 5G network in the US. VMware has been developing its RIC software stack for a while, as it aims to tap into the growing demand from network operators for key Open RAN elements. The move by Dish is not a totally surprising development though, as the two companies have been working together for some time. And Trey, more news from Orange.
Yeah, that's right. Orange has had plenty to talk about this week. It's announced plans to switch off its 2G and 3G networks in Europe during the next 8 years. And by 2030, Orange will be running only 4G and 5G networks across Europe. The operator's Chief Technology and Innovation Officer, Michael Trabia, told a media briefing here at MWC 22. Now, in most countries, 3G will be switched off first by 2025 and 2G by 2030. But in its home market of France, 2G is being decommissioned first by 2025, and then 3G will be switched off by 2028. The reason for doing it this way around in France is because Orange's 3G network has broader geographic coverage than its 2G network. Trabia said the operator is taking its time and not rushing to close down these legacy networks so that customers can be safely transitioned in a timescale that doesn't cause issues or force anybody to change device or services before they're ready to do so. Now, there are numerous benefits to ultimately running only 4G and 5G networks, including improved energy efficiency and enhanced network security. But this looks like a very steady transition, and it will be many years before all of these benefits can be realized. Trabia acknowledged this, but said there was always going to be a trade-off, one way or another, and that the ultimate decision was taken with customer experience in mind.
As we can see, there is a lot happening at the Fira Gran Via in Barcelona. It is my first time attending MWC, and so far I can say there is a lot we can be excited about. But it will be a while before we find out how useful and how relevant these new developments will be for the industry. Back over to you, Guy.
Yanni and Ray there, reporting from the show floor of MWC 22 in Barcelona this morning with the latest industry developments. And they'll both be back again tomorrow for another report from the Fira. We'll be adding new videos to the TelecomTV website all week for you to watch in their entirety on demand. The team has already published a great selection of interviews, panels and features. Plus, if you missed it, you can catch up with yesterday's edition of The Slice. But first, back to the news from MWC. The Linux Foundation and GSMA have announced a new open source project to address challenges in porting and reproducing API services across operator and cloud architectures. CAMARA, the Telco Global API Alliance, aims to develop an open API solution with access to operator capabilities. Now, Deutsche Telekom unveiled a first proof of concept during its press event on Monday.
We are actually exploring quality on demand API to enable automated valid parking in a proof of concept with BMW and Valeo. These APIs are exposing enhanced 4G and 5G capabilities to enable new B2B innovation. We expose them to our partners or to our customers. It is very important that we as industry have global standardized APIs. And that's actually why, together with many others, we are driving the CAMARA Alliance.
And Qualcomm used its press conference yesterday afternoon to announce a number of initiatives away from its traditional smartphone market, pushing further into the enterprise space. It has struck a deal with Microsoft to simplify the deployment of 5G private networks, saying this ties in with the arrival of millimeter wave and Open RAN technologies.
Technologies such as millimeter wave and Open RAN are tools that will enable operators today, whether public or private operators, to capitalize on those new opportunities. We're announcing a collaboration with Microsoft. It's yet another great partnership. It's a new one for end-to-end chip-to-cloud solution for deployments of private 5G enterprise networks. It offers pre-integrated 5G private network solutions for vertical use cases, also leveraging the Microsoft Azure ecosystem. It's an easy way to help enterprises scale their 5G ambitions and edge computing ambitions as well.
Now, deploying a 5G network is one thing, but successfully monetizing it is another. So how can CSPs get the most out of 5G? Rima spoke with Mark Allera, who is CEO of BT Consumer, and asked how operators can utilize the upcoming capabilities of 5G, such as network slicing, and persuade customers to pay a premium.
I think if I said to you, look, you're in a busy house with kids that are gaming on Xbox, and you've got a really important video meeting or video conference that you're needing to do, and I can give you a dedicated bandwidth lane that guarantees quality, reliable, low latency connection, so you can hold a really effective meeting whilst the kids are gaming online, I think you'd say, yeah, that's worth something to me. So I think that's an opportunity to monetize for many people, as I said, because reliable networks are now much more important to consumers than ever before. If you look at the ranking of price and quality, you've seen this shift to quality. Consumers really prepared to pay a little bit more for a higher quality network because they're doing so much more with it than ever before. They rely on it much more. That's how I think we can start to monetize it.
Ray also sat down with Rima, who is EVP and Chief Strategy Officer for Verizon. With the service provision market changing, he asked her if traditional CSPs need to branch out into new sectors and better leverage their existing customer relationships.
Beyond the connectivity services, you can look at providing media content services. And so if you think about our relationships with Disney+, Hulu+, Discovery, those are services that we can leverage the customer base that we have, and we provide them those capabilities. And I think it depends on the partner that we are talking. In some cases, they would like us to do the billing. In other cases, that the billing might be done by them specifically. So that's part of what we are working through. But I think the point is very valid, is you've got this customer base, and what are the services that you can provide? Credit card as another example, loyalty programs, rewards. Those are all of the types of things that we are looking at.
And you can watch both those interviews in full on TelecomTV right now, or rather, after you've finished watching The Slice. So we return now to MWC, and it's not all briefings and presentations, as Yanni finds out with this report from the exhibition halls. There's fun to be had if you know where to look.
MWC 22 was packed with action in the entertainment field. Starting with Telefonica, which showcased a 5G barman that can offer a variety of complex drinks and foods, and can even recognize your face and greet you in different languages. The robot can already be seen in some Spanish bars. The operator also demoed a holographic representation of the demonstrator's movements. Moving technology to the streets, Dell Technologies presented a Formula 1 car as part of a tie-up with racing team McLaren. Attendees were able to get a taste of what it's like to compete in a Fast and Furious-like setting. Dell said that the F1 car is seen as an edge device with more than 300 sensors and streams around 100,000 terabytes during a race weekend, creating a need for the data to be captured and analyzed in real time. Staying on the road, Orange demoed an e-sport application showing a car race created by a remote reality project by Polyptych. Equipped with smartphones and using Orange Spain 5G commercial network, contestants were controlling 1 to 10 model vehicles located at an Orange 5G lab in France. Finally, diving into deep waters with a remotely operated vehicle by Orange. The drone was located inside the Aquarium Oceanographic in Valencia, some 400 kilometers away from the MWC venue. It operated on 5G connectivity and can be controlled remotely using only hand movements.
I'm really not sure about that 5G bartender. Still, you can't hold back the tide of change, apparently. And we'll hear more from Yanni at her first ever MWC on tomorrow's show. In other news today, Nokia has launched its adaptive cloud networking solution to help CSPs deliver a consumable, agile and automated network. It also has a new Edge network controller, which is built on a lightweight Kubernetes app. Cisco has announced its private 5G as a service proposition and says it is currently in customer trials with Airspan and JMA to utilize their Open RAN technology, with multiple private 5G pilots currently underway. Palo Alto Networks has introduced several new innovations for its Prisma SASE network security service, which it says provides a flexible, cloud-based management portal with multi-tenancy capability. Canonical has announced a collaboration with Vodafone to test a cloud smartphone, a phone that will run entirely on the cloud, effectively moving Android off the device with all processing allocated to a virtual machine. And finally, NTT Docomo has launched a proof of concept of NEC's 5G core network service to test the viability of cloud-native mobile networks, leveraging the AWS public cloud for NFV hosting. As well as reporting on the news, we have a whole week of special Spotlight on 5G programs for you. You can watch them on demand or via the playlist on TelecomTV, which is running Monday through Thursday. Strategy Outlook returns with focused discussions on the 5G core, RAN, edge and private networks, and the cloud, along with interviews from key CSP executives and vendors. Don't miss our Top 10 Mobile Moments series, where Ray and I look back at TelecomTV's 20 years of coverage of MWC. It is a fun trip down memory lane. We serve up a fresh edition of The Slice every day of MWC with the important news and analysis from the TelecomTV team. And then next week, when we're back at our desks, it's time for the After Show, our live Q&A program. So start sending in your questions now. I mentioned earlier that we have a curated playlist of videos to watch, which is running for most of the day on TelecomTV. Today's theme for our Strategy Outlook panel debate is the 5G RAN, but we also have a range of 5G related interviews. So here's a sample of what we're covering for Tuesday. It's all things RAN today, from vRAN to Cloud RAN, but we start with the new RAN ecosystem.
I must admit that for 2022 and beyond will be very exciting, and we, Ericsson, the ecosystem and the market will take a number of leaps exploring the possibilities with Cloud RAN solution that fits the market and the business needs.
One of the things that we're very proud of at Intel is the fact that nearly every deployment of vRAN today is happening on Intel architecture. So we'll continue working with our partners, certainly with Ericsson and Red Hat, in coming with the best solutions to be offered to the industry.
It's really up to us to work together as an ecosystem to ensure a successful deployment and to ensure that the economics and the return on the investment is there for the customers, regardless of where they are in the journey. But definitely we are seeing a journey in the momentum towards Open RAN types of technology and deployments.
vRAN has a different set of operational requirements that everyone needs to absorb, understand, and adapt to into their business models. On the surface, it may sound simple, replace purpose-built appliances with general-purpose open compute platforms and virtualize the RAN software on them. But that's not a reality. It's not what's really expected. What they're really looking for is, how do I get an open and flexible general-purpose platform that provides the same level of performance, power consumption, and price as the highly specialized and optimized appliances of today?
We're bringing that expertise in the underlying cloud platform. So partially that's tapping into the innovation stream that comes out of open source communities, stabilizing that and making it accessible to a broad customer base, and then working with key partners like Nokia to bring their expertise in the radio access network to combine with our expertise in the underlying platform.
As we also move forward and saying, I don't only want a standard radio, I want to be able to use the cloud functionality and the properties of having a cloud. What can I do then better? And specifically on 5G, when it comes to URLLC, we need to have low latency. I need to have ultra reliable. Can I start thinking a different way of doing this when I'm built on the cloud? So early days and much more to go, and definitely a lot of partnerships needed, because as Chris said, this is two worlds coming together.
And then I think on the baseband, what we're seeing is the disaggregation of the hardware and the software. So that's starting to take place at the moment. So a move away from the proprietary systems from the OEMs and more to a standardized architecture where we have x86 processors, and sitting on top of that then are the software components of the baseband, completely virtualized. And I think what that will enable is a range of applications that can be developed by third parties that could be deployed directly to the baseband, or as we call it, the DU.
And don't forget to watch out for our in-depth interview with Tarek Amin of Rakuten, and that will be broadcast in about 2 hours' time from now. Later today at MWC, both the NGMN and O-RAN Alliance have their press conferences. In fact, the NGMN one is starting in about, 6 or 7 minutes from now. And we'll have reports from both of those on tomorrow's show. But that's all for today's edition of The Slice. Please join us again on Wednesday, live at 1 p.m. Central European Time, with another report from Barcelona with Ray and Yanni on day 3 of MWC. Until then, thank you for watching and goodbye.